Hey everybody, Steve Prziborowski. Welcome to episode 75 of Reach for the Firefighter Badge. Episode 75 is going to build upon the last couple episodes and help make you understand more of what a firefighter actually does. This is part 4. So, as always, my two websites, code3firetraining.com and schmofire.com, have lots of great resources to allow you to be the best that you can be as you pursue the badge. 2 of the 3 books I've had published also are great valuable resources for you, also available off my website. So, as we've discussed in episodes 4, 73, and 74, what does a firefighter actually do? Let's continue with some more actual details found in the day of a life of a typical firefighter around the country. So, as I've shared before, we know it's not all about fighting fires. As fun and exciting as that is, there's more to the job. It's an all-risk job. And as I shared, breaking news on any given day, a firefighter could find themselves serving in many other roles, such as facilities manager. You're like, facilities manager, well, your firehouse is a facility. So even though your company officer is in charge of the firehouse, the fire station for the day, you may be finding yourself helping them out in certain details. If nothing else, you may be that first line of defense to realize something needs to be fixed or repaired. I mean, your captain can't be everywhere, but you may be the one that's out, while you're checking out the engine or walking around the station. You may see something that is unsafe that needs to be taken care of ASAP, reported. So you may be that one, that first line of defense that says, hey, Cap, I think this needs to be taken care of. I've already started it. How do we help solve this problem? Because you may not know how to fully solve the problem. But facilities manager, food server, guess what? At dinner time, got to serve food. Just like you got to cook food, you got to do dishes afterward. You also got to serve food. You may be a waiter or waitress, and especially you're a firefighter, you're going, what the heck? Well, guess what? You're not a servant, so to speak, but you're there to help, a teammate. So besides serving food, I mean, you're not going to be waiting on your crew hand and foot, but as a probationary firefighter, it definitely doesn't hurt to say, hey, can I get you guys anything? I'm getting up to grab a glass of water, or can I grab you guys an iced tea, or can anyone need any dessert, or anyone need anything? Again, just offering that assistance. They can always say no, but you know what? At least the offer is what counts. Hey, can I bring you guys anything? Or I'm going to bring some coffees in tomorrow morning or something like that. I don't know. Recreational coordinator. Well, we're there for 24 hours or more typically at the firehouse. It's not all fun and games because it's work, it's a job that we have to do, but the bell doesn't go off every hour in most departments. So in some form or fashion, we have to, and I say recreational, not just to goof off, but we got to be able to do things to help burn off steam and help relax in our downtime. And again, we're on the clock the entire time we're on the job, but there are downtimes. So maybe sometimes you have to think of things to do. It's hopefully physically active in a good way, a professional way, but things to keep people busy, but also help, I don't want to say, I hate the word prevent boredom, because that bad things happen when there's boredom. There should be no boredom, but unfortunately there is a lot of times. So we may be having to do those things. Also, career planner, advisor. And again, this is not just firefighter. You could be an engineer, a company officer, a battalion chief, hell, even the fire chief, but any rank of firefighter in the fire department can be doing any of these roles, some more than others, especially a lot of these apply to the company officer. If you're a company officer, you're going to be a career planner, advisor, a mentor, because you may have a firefighter that goes, hey, Cap, I want to become a captain. Where do I start? Better, hopefully the answer is not, well, go check the library and look at the binder of how to become a captain. You know what? No, you've got to be that resource for your crew that one day help them out. So you may need to know a lot. And I don't know is not a good answer. To me, it's embarrassing when a captain or someone higher than me goes, I don't know. Well, maybe go figure it out, versus a good captain, leader, chief would be able to say, you know what? I don't have the answer to that question, but you know what? Let's go figure it out. What have you done so far? I'm not going to do your work for you, but let's see what you've done. And then maybe I'll offer some advice to see what you can do so we can both learn something new, so I'm not caught off guard the next time somebody asks me the question. But career planning is critical, whether it's, suggestions for, becoming, I don't know, state certified as a fire officer, or getting your college degree, or becoming a captain, a battalion chief. I don't know, but be that resource. Sort of like facilities, but maintenance person. I guess you could probably say maintenance is like custodian or janitor, but we are maintenance or even maids, but we are maintenance people, because again, when something breaks the firehouse, we're usually the first line of defense, no different than when the bell goes off and something breaks at someone's house at 3 a.m. We're that first line of defense. So you've got to have an understanding of how to use basic tools. You think about it, every fire engine has a toolbox. Every fire truck has a toolbox. Firehouses have tools in them because that's what we do. Dietitian, thankfully the fire service, like the world, seems to be getting more healthier in a lot of different ways. And we're taking a more concentrated effort to be more healthy and more aware of, realizing our body is our temple. So thankfully that's a good thing. But again, dietitian, if you said you were a vegetarian 10 years ago, people would probably laugh at you. Now in some departments, sadly, some may laugh at you, but in today's world, I think most firefighters, not all, because there's always exceptions to every rule, most are trying to do better at eating and being healthy and living an active lifestyle with exercising, diet, and so forth. Also, you may be an appliance repair person, sort of like a maintenance person, I guess. But guess what? In the firehouse, we got stove, we got kitchen. We got a kitchen with stove, refrigerators, all those things, washers, dryers. Again, you're not going to be the one tasked to fix it, but you're like Paul Blart, the mall cop. Think about Paul Blart, the mall cop. Observe and report. So sometimes some departments don't want you to touch anything and just call the repair person. Other departments, they expect you to sort of do basic repairs before you call the repair person. So everyone's different. Know what you can and can't do. I know some fire departments that you can't even change the light bulb in a rig. So if you do that, you're going to get in trouble. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's probably because in the past, the mechanics found out that maybe people damaged things, not on purpose, but just unbeknownst to them because they weren't knowing what they're doing or what it was causing or interacting with. Also, you may be an HVAC repair person, short for heating, ventilation, air conditioning repair person, because you think about it, most firehouses are going to have heat, air conditioning most of the time, not every time though, especially older firehouses may not have air conditioning, but usually they'll have some form of heat system or maybe ventilation system. Again, these are things that not just at the firehouse, but again, when you go out at 3 in the morning, when someone calls 911 because of maybe their water heater not working, or maybe something sounding odd, they're hearing an odd noise from their heating unit in their attic, or maybe a smell. Do they smell smoke? Do they think there's a fire? So again, we're those ones that help troubleshoot those things. Again, we're not going to go to Mrs. Smith's house and repair her heating system. We're going to direct her to call a trained professional, a trained, licensed, bonded professional that can do the job. We're not here to put an HVAC person out of work, but we're here to stop any initial damage and make sure there's no fire, no smoke, because that's what we're here for, the fire department. We also may be a tow truck driver. Now, I mentioned earlier you're a truck driver, but when I say tow truck driver, when we go to vehicle accidents, usually we leave the scene, or the vehicles that were involved that are non-operable, we leave them with tow truck drivers. Well, they're usually not there first, we are. So what a tow truck driver does usually is, before they even hook up the vehicle to take it to the junkyard or whatever location they're taking it to, they also usually make sure they put kitty litter or absorbent on the ground to make sure that there's no fluids, because they can't tow the vehicle leaking fluids all the way to, that's a hazardous materials incident. So many fire departments on the engines or the trucks or some vehicles carry like kitty litter or what we call absorbent that we put on the ground on the fluids to make sure the fluids are all soaked up. And then we usually bag them up, and then maybe the tow truck driver disposes them in a proper manner versus just throwing them in the trash. But anyway, we may be that first line of defense to help them do their jobs. So in the next episode, number 76, we're going to discuss some more roles a firefighter may find themselves in on any given day while on duty. So, as always, hopefully you found at least one of these tips to be valuable and something that you've yet to hear. So don't forget, all eyes are always on you during probation and off probation, because this is when you're supposed to be at your best. So be at your best. Everyone's expecting you to be at your best. So with that, as always, thank you very much for the gift of your time. Feel free to reach out if I can ever be of assistance. So until the next episode, y'all be safe, take care, and we'll see.